Don't eat me. Let's talk about paddle.
Yeah, but why I have this?
Should I play with a light or with a heavy racket? I get a lot of comments also that I have this, wrist pain and I need a light racket as possible. What do you
Well,
think?
elbow pain also.
Yeah, yeah,
Wow, that's even more common.
yeah. I used to like playing with light rackets, but since I've switched to more heavier ones, I think it's even easier to play because my technique has gotten much smaller, and to me the conclusion is the the smaller my technique and the heavier the racket, the more the racket works for you, not that I or my wrist or my elbow needs to work for the racket.
Very well said. Basically, first, there are two subjects here. Should you play with a heavy racket? Well, I mean, also let's remember that heavy doesn't mean 400 grams. I mean, we're talking about people that said, no, 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 if the racket is 359, I like it, but if it's 365, no, it's too heavy. Come on, guys, it's 6 grams. Are you gonna notice them? Yeah. But I mean, it's okay to play, for example, I play with 375. Yeah, I'm not saying play with 390, no. But you know, something between 360, 372, 375, it's okay. And why it's okay to play with heavier rackets? Because, as you said, as your technique gets better, yeah, you play more compact. And by you playing more compact, the more you start trusting that the racket does the work for you, especially if you have a tasty racket, that our foams are very kind and very reactive, then you need to understand that it's like golf. That's why I have this here. You know, this club, it's a wood. It hits the ball really far, about 200, 220 meters. Yeah, and the swing, not because I'm gonna hit 220 meters, has to move a little bit away. Doesn't have to look like this. Actually, if you see if I muscle the shot, there is no noise, there is no speed. So in that way, golf is beautiful. There is so much technology behind the clubs. Yeah, that's why they cost. You say rackets are expensive. These fucking guys are like 3,000 euros. So why they are cost that much? Because the brands are interested in you understanding that the club will do the work for you. Yeah? In that way, golf is a sport that you play with the shirt tucked in, you don't sweat, you look perfect, you play with these beautiful shoes, yeah? Because they don't want you to do any effort. We are stupid enough, recreational golfers, to think that, no, to hit to 220, yeah, and then I'm sweating and I'm dying. When a good golfer will tell you, keep your balance, use the weight that the club has, and key phrase, let it work for you. So then, of course, you're gonna go here, boom, that's it, and the fucking ball goes so far. So in that way, it's similar to the rackets. Yeah.
Yeah.
The heavier the racket as in general, yeah, hopefully it's balanced or a little bit top heavy, the more you have to understand that you need just a small preparation to hit the ball clean and then trust the follow through. You have to be loose, you have to trust the elastic technique that you have. But yes, it is good to play with a heavier racket as you improve. Yeah. Now, for those that think that the weight of a racket is connected to your elbow pain, no, it's not. The thing is, if the racket that is lighter, when you do this backhand, yeah, because you have a technical problem. Of course, with a lighter racket, it will hurt me less. With a heavier racket, it will hurt me more. But the solution is not to say, no, I need a lighter racket. Nobody. What you need is lessons. What you need is to understand that when you hit your backhand, the elbow should be down and close to your ribs. So when you hit, the elbow is pointing down and then there is no stress on your elbow. But of course, when you volley, you do like this. When you volley forehand, you do like this. Well, yeah, I will also get injured. Doesn't matter what fucking racket I'm using. Yeah? Then there is a third problem. Some brands that produce, which most of them do, in volume, that is only a business, that they want to pay 10 euros for every racket they make. Because yes, that's what they pay for it. And they produce in China, they produce in Pakistan, they produce in Morocco. Yeah, of course, the materials that they use probably are shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, because believe it or not, there is carbons and carbons. There is foams and foams. Just like there is cars and cars. Yes?
Or clothes and clothes.
Yeah,
Handbags
clothes
and
and
handbags.
clothes. Yes, everything in life, you can have the same product, but not the same quality. So of course, if they are playing with shitty materials, well, they probably will hurt you. They will help, or there will be chances that you might get hurt. So when you combine all of those, then of course you might have a problem with your elbow. But then it's not the weight of the racket, trust me. It's your technique or the materials of the racket that you are using, which in this case, we can tell you that we pay a lot of money for every unit we make. We don't pay 10 euros, not 20, no 50, not even 80. Yeah? So why we are willing to pay for that? Because this is a sidekick for us. And I'm not gonna lose my trust and my relationship with my beautiful customers because of a racket, because of an item. So if I decided to sell this, it's because I can trust it 100%. And because I wanna share with you the feeling of this guy, because he's amazing. Not because I wanna do business with it. My business is coaching. That's what I do for a living, and yes, that's where I want you to pay me for my brain and my knowledge. Yeah? So anyway, if you have the chance to try a heavier racket, again, maybe not heavier than 375. But it's okay, guys, to play with 360, 365, 368, 370. Yeah? Depending how you feel. The ball will react more. So my biggest advice for you in the future is to improve your technique, to simplify it.
Many of you ask what is the weight of our rackets. So our rackets are in between 352 to 370, depending on what materials you use. But we will be, going in between.
Yeah, and I
those
think the most common is, I would say they move more between, if I'm more precise, between 358 and 363. Yeah, that's more common, but of course there is a 10 grams margin because of the different things, no? The more epoxy we put, or the materials increase the weight a little bit, or the mold also. For example, this mold with the bridge is more robust than the original Tasty without the bridge. So there are many factors, but again, don't make such a big deal. Also, we have people that, no, if the weight is not 358, no, I cannot play with it. I mean, come on, guys, please. Grow up. We are all recreational players, for God's sake. You don't need to be that picky. Have a lovely day.